Welcome to Breakthrough. I'm your host, Sharon Joseph, and I'm from SAJ Consulting Services, and I'm always excited to come to you live right here on Facebook and YouTube. Today, I am concluding the series on roadblocks to your purpose, but in particular, we are doing a wrap up and we are also kind of giving you the answers to how do you deal with these roadblocks. So today I want to say again, thank you for joining me. I have an exciting program for you, and I think that you would really be blessed by it. So stay tuned while I get set up here. Okay, so what do I do here at SAJ Consulting Services? I help people live and lead with passion for their purpose. I do that through coaching, through assessments, through basically helping them build their confidence, communication, and leadership skills. I help them develop a strategy for their life and or I do the same for businesses in the form of consulting, training, assessments, and advising them on strategic direction. That's the essence of what I do in general. Today on Breakthrough, here on Breakthrough every week, I share tips, tools, and insights with you that would help you deal with the issues and challenges of life. That's the essence of what I do. I do it so that you can walk confidently in your purpose, basically to accomplish your life's purpose. So if you're going through, by the way, if you're going through a challenging time right now, I just want to encourage you to stay with me to the end and I will pray with you. And if this is your first time joining me, would you do me a huge favor? And we normally ask you to do this huge favor of subscribing and clicking that notification button. But I only want you to do that if you believe the content in which I share here is beneficial to you and it helps your life in one way or another. If you find that is the case, then please go ahead and like and also share it. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I encourage you to please do so. And if you have any questions about this program, or if you'd like to pose a question to me to answer on air, I'd love to do that as well. We, as I mentioned before, are concluding the series on roadblocks to your purpose. And today in particular, I'm giving you answers, basically how to deal with those roadblocks. Quick update. It is confirmed that we now have a new charter Toastmasters Club in Southwestern PA. I'm so excited because this area, they've not had a Toastmasters Club in over 40 years. So to be able to create a club that could help people build their communication and leadership skills, it is huge to me. So I want to say thank you. And it's huge in itself, but then you have our senator and our mayor who have also become charter members with us. So I'm really excited about that. If you live in Western PA area, Somerset, Westmoreland County, Fayette County, any one of those counties or surrounding areas, I encourage you to join us. We meet at this really cool place. It's the Connellsville Canteen and World War II Museum. So please join us there. The meetings are every second and fourth Tuesday. Every second and fourth Tuesday at 6 p.m. So please join us so we can grow and develop our leadership skills together. Okay, let's continue with our topic for today. Basically, how to remove the roadblocks in your life. Now, we know that many good ideas and projects, and even in people's lives, their purpose, sometimes it's interrupted in the middle. When you hear of midlife crisis, that's part of it. So I have developed this series of programs to basically help you deal with that in the middle syndrome, that lack of vision or lack of knowledge or know-how in how to move forward from the middle, how to move from where you are to your next great purpose or step. Many times we start a project or goal and we encounter a roadblock and we quit in the middle because we think it's too hard or challenging. But have you ever asked yourself why? Many times all we need is to stop, pause, and examine what's going on and then find a new direction. Roadblocks come up or are established by authority to check. And many times we have to do a detour when a roadblock come up. But detours are not always bad. It helps us to slow down and examine and see what's there, what's next, or where we are going. We have to pay more attention to where we are going when we are detoured in some other directions. However, many times we allow detours or roadblocks, which are meant really to be cautionary, to help us basically reassess our plans and examine our lives. We allow those to basically distract us and cause us to quit in the middle. So today and throughout this entire series, I've been sharing these roadblocks with you. I've shared 10 so far. The funny thing about these roadblocks is that they are all internal. The roadblocks I've shared with you are all internal, and you can do something to remove them. We all need to deal with or get over all of the 10 things I've shared with you in order to move past the middle and walk confidently to accomplish our purpose and live our lives passionately and the goals that we want for our lives. So I'll review really briefly the 10 internal challenges we face and give you a brief or a tip or tool in order to deal with it. So the first one was that we will encounter a test. That's an internal roadblock that no one else can take your test for you but you. We know that in every grade in school, you had to first take a test before you moved to another grade. So too in life. So I'm encouraging you, as life tests come, that you don't just give up on yourself because you didn't give up in school. In life, as these tests come, they come from in the form of work or extra work for that matter, or extra responsibilities on our jobs. When we accept it, we do it and do it well, we pass the test and move forward. When you're tempted to do something you ought not to do, that's a test. You can choose to fail the test by doing what you ought not to do, or not do it. For example, taking drugs or drinking too much, or any of those, or committing some adultery, let's say. We know it's wrong, but yet still we do it. So when you do it, you fail that test. And that's where issues can come into your life. So I'm encouraging you, the answer to the issue of test is to pass the test and move on. Number 2 was fear. We all deal with one fear or another. However, we were only born with 2 fears, the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. Any other test, it's not, we were not born with it. We received it. We became afraid one too many times, and before you know it, our life is one of fear. But they are not meant to hold us back. So examine that internal issue or roadblock and determine, is it a fear of, am I afraid of falling? Am I afraid of loud noises? If it's not that, and even those you can deal with. So if it's not any of those, you were not born with it and you were not meant to carry it. So I encourage you to know that fear is not of God. You don't need to feel fear. See what the issue is, examine the issue, and then move forward, knowing that even that test you could pass. Know also that if you're afraid, if one of the fear you're feeling is the fear of failing, it's a natural part of life. But every successful person failed forward. So fail forward and move on to success. Number 3 is the fear of rocking the boat, or we don't want to rock the boat. So we feel, well, we just have to stay status quo, whatever it is, just let it be. I'm encouraging you not to be that person who says things like, that's how things have always been, or that's how we have always done it. That's not the answer to the roadblock of you not rocking the boat. You are not meant to be a status quo person. So and the answer to this one is to try to do things differently. Don't be afraid to rock the boat, because until you rock the boat, you wouldn't know what's out there, what's the next good thing that can happen or that can come to you. So be aware of that. Number 4 is to get over the fear of failure. I know we spoke about fear in number 2, but number 4 is basically to get over the fear of failure. You are afraid to do, you become afraid to do anything and everything because you're afraid to fail. I am saying to you again, if you find yourself staying awake at night because you're afraid to fail, I'm telling you, go to bed, fail and fail forward. Because until you fail forward, you wouldn't know that you're moving into your purpose. So don't let fear of failing hold you back. Number 5, and this again is another internal issue we need to deal with, that feeling of apathy and neglect, or I don't know, maybe so, it should be, could be, not me. I mean, all of these thoughts that come to mind, that sort of data-do type attitude, I'm encouraging you to move beyond that and commit to something and do it. Don't just say, well, que sera, sera. No, that's not life. And you cannot walk into your purpose fully if you want to live a data do, or I don't want to, or maybe so, could be, should be type life. Remember that all things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. So don't be neglectful because of something that has happened to you in the past. Don't just say that'll do, or I don't know, maybe so. No, do something knowing that if you trust your creator, when you do it, even if it may not be exactly right, it will work for your good. Okay, so let's move on. If you're now joining us, this is your first time joining us, this is Breakthrough. And I'm your host, Sharon Joseph, bringing you tips, tools, and insights for life. What's Breakthrough all about? Breakthrough is all about living and leading with passion and purpose. It's about knowing or understanding that we were created with, and still are as well, created with a purpose to impact this world for God's glory. It's about helping you recognize that your mind is your most valuable asset, and that the investment you make in yourself, it's the greatest investment you can make in your life and your families and your children's lives. Because when you invest in you and you grow and learn, then you're able to pass it on to them. So that's what Breakthrough is all about. And it's also about striving for excellence on an ongoing deliberate effort, with an ongoing deliberate effort, not just a one and done, but a consistent and intentional endeavor to do things well or better. Number 6, we're moving on really quickly. Number 6 is the fact that we think that this is too big for me. So what do? You give up, you quit, you run away. The answer to that one is to, one, know that it must be bigger than you are in order for it to truly be impactful to the world. And one of the ways I know that something is not from me or what I'm just capable of, and it's from my Father, is when it's too big for me. When I have a project that's way over my head, I say, yes, I know this is from God, and he will send every resource I need in order to accomplish that purpose. And I will be, okay, so the answer to that question on this is too big for me, instead of giving up or quitting or running away, the answer is to know that there'll always be something that's too big for you to do, and you do it anyway. Even though you feel that it's too big for you, do it anyway. And I promise you, as I said, he will not, your creator will not leave you, will not forsake you. He will help you through it. So don't give up. Don't say it's too big for me and quit. That's not the answer. The answer is do it anyway. And as you go, you'll find help. People, destiny helpers are there already established to help you. But if you give up halfway, then they would be helping, those destiny helpers will be helping someone else. Before I go on to number 7, I cannot forget, I am broadcasting from this amazing log cabin right someplace in Pennsylvania. It's just a beautiful, quiet, serene place in the mountains. And I'm really grateful to an amazing friend of mine for allowing me to use her house. And behind this banner is an amazing fireplace. It's a total log cabin, and it's just so beautiful. So thank you to my dear friend. Okay, let's continue. So number 7 is lack of self-confidence and self-worth. You feel inferior or you have self-doubt, and many people have that. So what is the answer? The answer is to do something about it. Yes, do something about that lack of self-confidence and lack of self-worth. Many, you feel inferior to others and you doubt yourself. Why? Here is my answer. The answer is to do something about it. Get involved in something that can help someone else in your church, in your community. Deliberately do something to grow yourself. And when you do that, your confidence will grow as well. Confidence comes by doing something well and doing it on a consistent basis. Now, another way you can grow your confidence, join a Toastmasters Club. Join a Toastmasters. I'm hearing like if my banner is about to fall down. I'm hoping not, but there's a beautiful fireplace back there. Anyhow, so you can do something about it. Join a Toastmasters Club, a Lions Club, a Rotary Club. All of these clubs, by your participation, helps you grow and learn. Number 8 is impatience or overzealous. You jump in ahead too quickly or too slowly. And I'm saying to you, the answer to this one is to be deliberate. Pray about what you're about to jump into or get into. Have a mentor, seek wisdom from wise people, and most of all, know that you get peace when you're making the right decision. So question yourself, am I feeling peace about this? And if you are, then you are making the right decision more than likely. Number 9 is that you continuously, this is the challenge, and I'll give you the answer, or the roadblock. You continuously feel out of place, like you think, well, they're not like me, or I'm not like them. So you isolate yourself or you keep moving. But the answer is not just to keep running. The answer is to get planted, be planted and stay rooted and grounded. If you don't have roots, you can't bear fruits. So stop questioning yourself or others and how they think about you, and jump in and see, what can I do to make a difference? Your destiny is tied to you being planted and growing and being rooted, and then you can produce fruits. Number 10 is to, some people feel downtrodden and anxious and depressed. I'm the victim, and they always have, there's a reason why they're not successful. The answer is to rethink how you see yourself. You are here and alive, and this is the very time in which you are meant to be here, this moment, because this is the time you need to make a difference. So if you feel like you should be doing more, then do more. You are meant to do great things and accomplish great things, so then do it. All of the above must be conquered on an ongoing basis in order for us to accomplish our purpose and walk confidently in our purpose. These are ongoing battles we face in our minds that we need to work on. Remember Gideon, he had 35,000 men, then it came down to 22,000 and then 300 men. And guess what? They drove away 120,000 men. So I'm saying to you, you may feel small, like if you don't have much or you don't know much, but you can do great things even with the little you think you have. Hey, don't forget, if you've got a breakthrough story, send it to me at breakthroughtti@gmail.com. Share your story. If you have a question for me, share that there as well, and I'll be happy to answer it. Finally, think about Isaiah 41:10 when you think about all these things. The word says, do not fear anything, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and I will he'll be sure to help you. So know that God is with you. So right now, I just want to pray, Father, in the name of Jesus, that everyone listening or who will ever listen to this program, oh God, whatever roadblocks they may be facing, I pray that you give them the solution in their minds to help them walk forward confidently in their purpose. We ask all of these things in Jesus' name. Until next week, the holiday weekend, when we'll be starting a new series, I encourage you to join me then. But until then, walk confidently in not just who you are as a person, but more importantly, whose you are, and allow God to bless you and accomplish his purpose through you. Until then, I'm your host, Sharon Joseph from SAJ Consulting Services, bringing you breakthrough every week right here at 7 p.m. Be blessed. Shalom.